welcome to the cottage. My name is Hannah and I'll be your host today. Today we'll be looking at lots of work in progresses but no finished objects. Boo! Oh well, who cares, right? We'll also, just to start off with, where can you find me? You can find me on Instagram and Facebook as Hannah's Catch-All Cottage. I'll leave the links below. And on Ravelry, you can find me as KetsyGirl33, along with our group on Ravelry, which is KetsyGirl33 Designs. Again, leave all the flying socks. Leave all the links below, and we'll go ahead and get started. A little bit of admin. The Doctor Who KAL started! Yay! I am so excited, and hopefully you can hear me better. I heard all y'all's comments last week about the wind and the noise outside, so I won't be doing that again, as nice as it was to film outside, though. We'll stay inside this time. Am I even filming? Is that pause? Oh, yep, it's recording. Okay. So, Doctor Who KAL, it's in full swing. We've got very small people participating, but that's okay. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell everybody, tell anyone you know who loves Doctor Who or loves knitting and cowls. Now, just as a reminder, it's not just knitting. You can crochet something, you can spin something, you can weave something, you can sew something even. I don't care. As long as you can tie it back to Doctor Who, that's all that matters. And trust me, I know a lot about Doctor Who, so test me. See what I know. See how you can tie it back. And just as a little fun story, a friend recently told me. So, of course, the most famous knitted object in association with Doctor Who is the scarf for number 4, and which we all love and want and will eventually steal from Osgood. But I heard the story behind it finally. I never knew the story. That apparently the producers or writers or somebody gave this giant bag of mismatched yarn to this little old woman who knit and told her to make a scarf, but they didn't tell her what order or which colors or how long, so she used the whole bag of yarn like a knitter would. Right? And she just did them in whatever order she wanted, whatever she felt like when she got to that point. Very cool story, and I just wanted to share it with y'all. So let's get into the works in progress. So like I said, no finished objects. But that's okay. We have a lot of works in progress, which I have made progress on. I just haven't finished any of them. So we'll go ahead and start with the project that's currently on timeout right now, and not for any reason of its own, but it will be made clear with the next project. And that is the Mercury Socks, because I guess you could say I got a finished object because I got a hoe, people. Look at this. It's so cute. So sheepy. So sheepy. So I just put it on the blocker so y'all can see the loveliness. That's this gorgeous pattern. So the pattern is the Mercury Socks pattern by Kimberly Drotar. The yarn is Singing the Blues by Heavenly Fibers here in Texas. It's a gorgeous cut. It's almost like a stripe, self-striping. If you can see it more on the stockinette side, but it's almost like a self-striping. But I don't know. I don't think it is a self-striping. It's just really close. But I love how this pattern is working up in this yarn. It's just gorgeous. It really is just absolutely scrumptious. So I have an issue with it though. I have a weird foot. And I did this size because, which is the, oh, I can't remember. It's on my Ravelry page. But I think it's the smallest size that they have available. I think I did that one. Because when I did the size bigger, it was too big for my foot. And now this one is just a tad snug, which I wasn't expecting because I thought, oh, it's lace. Lace is super stretchy. It'll stretch over. But when it got to the actual foot part, it's not stretching quite right. So I might fiddle around with it a bit when I do the second sock. We'll see. I don't know yet. I don't want to fiddle too much with it because I was trying to finish the sock so I could move on to the next project. By the way, real quick, I knit these on number 2, so that's probably part of my problem is because I'm too lazy to buy another set of needles even though I want them. And I just use my number 2 needles for all my socks because I love them and I love the comfort and I love the squishiness they give, but I am learning that maybe I need to branch out and break down and get a set of number 1s or 1.5 just for certain patterned projects. Specifically the patterned projects. I don't think it's going to affect too much my vanilla socks, but I have a feeling patterned socks I'm going to need the right needle size. I can't just fudge it anymore. So that's these gorgeous little creatures. And my next project is, drumroll please, my Come Along Pond. So these are my project for the Doctor Who KAL. And again, I've learned my lesson with my needles. So I've already done some reworking. But before I get into that, these are a pattern, and I cannot remember who it's by. Again, all the information is on my Ravelry pages. I'll leave links to those to the show notes, which I'll be posting in the group. So if you ever are interested in what needles, what yarn, all that information, I'm pretty good about putting it on my Ravelry page. So you should go check that out if you want details. And I'm really good about putting my notes in there as well. But it's got this beautiful lace work here. I don't know if you can see it too well on these needles. But it's got lace work in here that's just adorable. I love the way it looks. It's really coming out nice. And then over here on this edge, it's got this cabling. You can see that right here, and it's supposed to look like holding hands, like when the doctor grabs Amelia's hand and run, come along, pond. I love it. It just makes me so happy because Amelia is my favorite companion. And of course, Rory and River and the whole fam, you know. So this yarn is coming out a lot thicker than I expected. It's the peekaboo yarn and it's got bamboo in it. And it is thick and snuggly, which I love. But these are definitely not going to be summer socks. And of course, I will be putting these in my box of socks because I'm participating in Kristen's box of socks KAL. Hopefully I'll finish. I'm a bit behind. This is my 4th pair. If I finish the Mercury socks, then I'll have, and these, I'll have 4 complete pairs. The goal is to complete them by the end of April, in a couple weeks. We'll see if that happens. But I did do a little reworking, so I noticed they were extremely big on me. And I am doing the smallest size on these. But the smallest size on these is like a 64 stitch count. And I normally do like a 56, 54 on my feet because my feet are weird and tiny. And again, I didn't use the right needle size. So I reworked it by, after I got to the width I was supposed to start the pattern work, on the bottom, I went ahead and decreased. So it's kind of got this odd shaping back here, But I think once that sock actually continues, it'll be fine. And of course I'll increase again when I get to the heel section, because I'll definitely be doing a fish lips kiss rather than the gusset, because I don't like gussets and gussets don't like me. I lost the label for this, but of course it's this gorgeous maroony red yarn which has flecks of white in it. You don't see them in the ball, but when you're working with it you see them. And I chose that, of course, for Amelia's red hair. It's not her red, but it's red. And so yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm trying to only work on it when I'm actually watching Doctor Who, as that's kind of the point of the KAL, is to work on something while you're watching the new season. And we'll talk about that more later. But it's nice. I love the patterning. I love the texture that's coming out. They'll definitely be my go-to house socks around winter time. But those are great. And they're, of course, living in my sock bag, because I haven't ventured out into other bags other than my own yet. The next project is the shawl, which is the Georgia Pine shawl, and I'm so close to finishing it. I thought I would have this finished before this episode, but I don't, because I've been trying to work on other stuff. You'll see there's progress on everything, but not enough progress to make a difference. And Quigley is... But look at this. I'm so close. I am literally like one or two repeats of, you know, not even repeats, one or two rows of the last repeat before I am done with this shawl. And I'm so close to finishing it, and I don't want to lose any stitches. So it's kind of all frumpy, but you can, this is how it will look. And just the lace. Can we talk about the lace? Oh, and the sheepy smell. It's gorgeous. I'm in love with this, and I can't wait for it to be finished. I am a tad bit worried I'm not going to have enough for the peacock, whatever however you pronounce it, edging, which I've never done before either. So I think I'll have enough. I mean, this is a good chunk of yarn, but we'll see. So I'm so close to finishing this. Again, the pattern, I forgot. The pattern itself is Whispering Pines by, I watch her, Molly of A Homespun House. Yes. That's the pattern. I didn't really deviate, which I thought I would, but I didn't. It's going to be luxurious. I mean, look at this. This isn't even blocked yet, and it's like the size of my arm. Oh, it's going to be awesome. So the yarn is Shalimar Yarns in their Breathless base, which is 75 superwash merino, 15 cashmere, and 10 silk in the colorway Lean On Me, which I got in Georgia on our trip, and this is kind of my souvenir yarn and souvenir shawl. And it just went perfectly because of all the Georgia pines and whispering pines and gorgeous green like the trees, and I can't wait for this thing to be done. I'm so close, and it's just that last, I'm literally like 4 or 5 rows away from finishing, and it's a million stitches on the needle, not even a million. So close to finishing it though. And I'll be so excited and so happy when it's done. And I'm so close to finishing it. And last but not least, living in my springtime bag is Kei's Hitofure, which, as you can see, I've made quite a bit of progress on, and we can see what Hannah's been working on. So last time I was like down here, and I've done like 3 repeats since then, so we can see what I've been working on. I have not been unproductive, which for a sweater, that's a good chunk of work. I'd say I'm like almost halfway through the sleeves. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 repeats. About to start on the 7th. I think I have to do 13 or 14, something like that. So I'm almost halfway through the sleeves and the back, which is great because I should have had this finished a long time ago. But you know, personal projects get in the way of friend projects, and you feel greedy but you don't, and you've got to knit what makes you happy. So that's that. Those are my projects. I have nothing for so what. I am in the middle of working on my shirt dress, my teal and yellow shirt dress, and I'm looking at it. You can't see, it's behind the camera. But I have the bodice on the table, which I have some more stitching, finishing touches to work on before I attach it to the skirt, which I finished, including pockets, because I'm the pocket queen. And so it's so close, and I want to have it finished so, like, weeks ago. I just haven't had time, so I've been busy, extremely busy in my personal life. All good things, all good things. But just extremely busy, and of course, I don't want to share too much of my personal life on here, so we're not going to talk about that. But on to, I guess, my blah 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 section, where I just, words come out, and I talk and talk and talk and talk. And so yeah, I really want to finish my sewing for this dress because I want to work on what I actually wanted. So when I went and bought the material for this dress that I'm currently working on, I wanted a navy blue. My mom was buying the material. She somehow convinced me not to get navy, and I've regretted it. Not that I don't like, I love the dress the way it's turning out. Absolutely love it. But I really want that navy dress that I originally imagined this pattern for. And I'm probably going to make this pattern in a zillion different colors. I love it that much already, I know. But I want that navy one. Sorry about that. My camera died in the middle of me talking. And I don't even remember what I was talking about because I let it sit there to recharge for quite a while. So let's get into one of the things I was going to talk about, which is the KAL. So, just as a heads up, what did y'all think of the new companion? I have mixed feelings about her still. No definite opinion yet. I think I need to see her for a few more episodes to see how she works out. She seemed very Rose-esque, so to speak. She didn't seem like the brightest, which, I mean, I get sometimes you need, I don't want to say dumb companion, but definitely not the most brilliant person either, so that, you know, the doctor's the smart one and he knows everything and this and that, and which I get, don't get me wrong, I'm not downing them, but I kind of am because I like the smart companions. I don't want to say stupid because that's not very nice, and she doesn't seem stupid per se. There's just something, it's very difficult to explain without sounding like a total snob or jerk or anything like that. But trust me, final opinion is still holding out. We'll see how she works out. Other than that, creepy alien. Still don't know what it is, but super creepy alien. Ugh. Yeah, definitely almost had nightmares until she finally went away. Excited to see the emoji bots? What are those? I've never seen. The whole area though reminds me of the sterile planet where Amy and Rory got stuck and Amy's side aged and Rory's didn't. So, we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting. That's what it reminds me of. Do y'all know which one I'm talking about? I can't remember. The girl who waited. The one where Amy waited and got old and Rory and the doctor didn't. And then they merged the timelines. Does that make sense? Do y'all remember which one I'm talking about? If you don't, no judgment. I'm just an extreme fan, so I remember like almost all the episodes. But yeah, that's what it seems like it's gonna be like. It really reminds me. They're like modern versions of the white robots with the hand that would shoot the pass out stuff. Like, it wouldn't kill you, but it could kill you? Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyways, so very excited about Doctor Who starting again. Very excited about the KAL. Oh, and I finally have an end date. It's going to be July 15th because that's about 2 weeks after the last episode. Not the Christmas episode, the last episode of the season. So I figured 2 weeks after gives us time to finish off anything. If you're doing a sweater, I hope somebody's doing a sweater. I would love to see a sweater in this KAL, but it's my first KAL. Let's see how this goes. Again, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell everyone you know. You can do whatever you want, pretty much. Just relate it back to Doctor Who. If it's colors that remind you of Doctor Who, colors that remind you of the scarf or Van Gogh or something along those lines, it will count. I promise. I'm very easy to please. So, you know, be creative. Think of everything you could possibly think of related to Doctor Who. Is it a monster themed? Is it an alien themed? What is it? Think about it. Get involved. Tell all your friends. Can you tell I'm trying to promote this? Anyways, so far I've seen another set of socks. They look really cute. They're in a TARDIS yarn. See? Even the yarn can be related. The pattern itself isn't Doctor Who related, but the yarn is. That counts. Promise. Somebody else, again, a lot of yarn themed. To be fair, it's really easy to find a yarn themed around Doctor Who rather than a pattern, although I did, again, put the bundle in the Ravelry group. So, go check that out. But another project I saw, which looks like it's going to be gorgeous. I can't tell if it's socks or a shawl, but it's going to be in a Van Gogh exploding TARDIS colorway, which just looks gorgeous. Oh, so also no prizes to show, but I have some in the works. I think if it works out, I think I'll have a bag and some progress keepers. Whether they're the clippy progress keepers or stitch markers for on the needle, we'll see. But that's what I have in the works. So again, thank you for stopping by and hearing me ramble endlessly. Again, encourage your Doctor Who friends to participate. And that's it for now. It was nice talking to you. Adios.